I used to think DNA was just something we studied in biology class, something distant, scientific, not personal. But everything changed the day my doctor said, "We recommend genetic testing." We weren't here for a routine checkup. We were here because we want to build a family of our own. Looking at the doctor, all I could think about was the future.
Good morning, Carl and JC. I understand you're here to discuss family planning, and you're really worried about something because Huntington disease runs in Carla's family.
Every time I think about having a baby, not just mine, but the one we wanted to build, and if I test positive, what happens then? I want to know, because living with the maybe is becoming harder than facing the truth. At first, I didn't understand what it meant. They told me that genetic testing could look into my DNA to find out if I had a risk for certain diseases or if something in my genes explained what I was feeling. If I decided to take the test, what happens next? She didn't just talk about science. She talked about my family, my future, my job, my fears. She explained inheritance, risks, and possibilities, but also warned me.
Some answers may not be simple.
Waiting for the result was the hardest part. I keep thinking, what if I have something serious? What if I don't want to know? They even asked me something I never expected. Do you want to know everything? Even unexpected findings? I didn't realize that testing my genes could reveal risks I wasn't even looking for. When the results came, they didn't give me certainty. They gave me probabilities. I had a gene linked to a disease but no symptoms. They called it being in a pre-manifest state. Basically, I might get sick or I might not. That's when it hit me. I became what they call a patient in waiting. Not sick, not healthy either, just uncertain. I started overthinking everything, every headache, every tired day.
So, how was your genetic testing lately, my daughter?
My family started asking questions. That was a heavy responsibility. How do you tell someone you might be at risk when you're not even sure yourself? The counselor told me I could share my results with relatives because this information didn't just belong to me. But it wasn't all fear. They explained that genetic science is advancing. There are treatments like gene therapy which can replace faulty genes, drugs tailored to your DNA, therapies that target the root cause of diseases. For the first time, I felt something I didn't expect. But hope comes with reality. Some treatments are incredibly expensive, costing hundreds of thousands a year. Not everyone can access them. I started wondering, what happens to people who can't afford this? I also learned about something called genetic discrimination. What if employers, insurance companies, my co-workmates, and my students see me differently? What if my DNA defines me before I even get sick? There are laws meant to protect us, but they don't cover everything. But I learned genetic testing didn't just give me information, it gave me questions about identity, choice, what it really means to be healthy. I learned that my genes are not my destiny, but they are part of my story. If you ever face genetic testing, know this. It's not just a medical condition. It's emotional, it's ethical, it's deeply personal. And whatever you choose, make sure it's your choice.